So hello and welcome to a slightly different video. In this video you're going to sort of see the downfall of my Fanatec GT3 wheel and just some of the issues I've been having to a point where it's sort of giving up the ghost really. As you can see in the background there, it just sort of shifts down a gear and the wheel sort of switches on again, almost like it's trying to reset itself and reboot just during the middle of a game. I've sort of noticed this on and off for about the past 2 weeks, but just sort of it's been a one-off thing, and I've just thought it was part of the game. Just sort of rebooted the game up, but it's just started to happen more and more over the last couple of days, and just reached a point during this video that I was taking for the upcoming community event and one of my walkthroughs. So yeah, I decided to leave the light on, of the LCD display on, and see how it works. Eventually it just turns itself off like that and just goes back to working as it normally works. So I sort of just left it, but obviously during this video it just starts to come on and go off a little bit more than it has done in the past. It just really starts to sort of trigger some alarm bells. Having heard someone else say that they've started to have shifting problems with their wheel, I thought, well, thankfully I've not had any issues with mine. Obviously I thought too soon. Eventually the light just goes off again after finishing the lap, and I just leave it off for now and start another lap, and decide to just sort of push the tuning button, set my setting to number 3, which I usually use, which has got all my project cars 2 settings, and just think, well, okay, so I've pushed the tuning setting, I've put in the setup that I wanted to use, and see if that sort of resolves it. So if we just skip a little bit further forward into the lap, and everything's going okay, and obviously it's not before long and the iron strikes, and again it just shifts down a gear and just costs me the lap again really. Again, like it says, it just keeps coming on too much, so I'll just leave it on this time, see if it runs to the end. This lap doesn't go particularly well, so I just restart the lap again. After about two half laps that didn't go particularly well, the display goes off again. This lap goes pretty well, but I don't beat my time, so I just go back to square one. I can just do another restart. Just sort of going through, making some setup changes now. Just thinking, where can I find that extra time? I'm sure it's in the downforce settings. So let's go for another lap. So I do a couple of laps and that didn't go particularly well. Readjust it again and thought, yeah, I'll go again. Just making a few just downforce changes really. So it's starting to reach the point really where I'm just getting a little bit despondent now, and just the guesswork really as to whether I'm actually going to be able to complete a full lap, or whether I'm going to get so far into the lap and the fault's going to occur again. So there's really no confidence going into to this lap, to be fair. And then just totally loses it here once again. You know, the gear drops. But I've literally got nothing. There's no light displayed. Total failure really. There's nothing working at all. There's none of the buttons working. Still getting the feedback through the wheel. I can still sort of accelerate and brake, but there's just nothing. There's no gear shifting. I can't exit out of the menu system. I can't pause it. I can't. Literally, it's just not doing anything now. There's just no function. So the only thing I could do really is turn the wheel off and reset it, turn it back on again, and hopefully that sort of resolves it. All the firmware is currently up to date, and I've been using the same firmware for probably I think a month or so now, but no real issues with the wheel up until the last couple of weeks, and then over these last 2 days, including today really, I've just started to notice the problem, but everything's working again once it restarts. But as soon as I sort of come back and start the game again, it just doesn't feel right. There's like a strange feeling through the wheel, and it just feels all wrong. Unfortunately, I try using my Club Sport wheel, but some of the buttons just aren't in the right place to be able to continue the event really. And that's that. So hopefully I'll be back as soon as I can really. Once the wheel gets repaired or replaced, I don't know what's going to happen with Fanatec. This is my first time dealing with their customer service department, so I'll fill you in on how things go, and hopefully I'll have some good news to report soon, and I'll be back doing my walkthrough and setup guides and some more informative videos. So until then guys, thanks again, and ciao for now.